One of the things that I love having the Heel-O-Matic bones for is for when I'm having heck on the horseback and I really need to slow things down and break it down and figure out where my issue is. And I think you can find a lot of issues and then be able to fix a lot of those issues just by being on the ground roping the dummy, slowing down and just trying to find the basics of roping and figure out what the issue is at that time. There could be a number of issues. The main thing, try not to ever do is overthink it and try to just go back to the basics when you get back on the dummy. Main thing for me, if I've been having mistakes, a lot of my worst mistakes would be I get my tip too low. Works great for jackpotting because my angles are already correct. So if I'm roping to the dummy, I'm good here because my angles are correct and all I can do is place it. But if I was rodeoing per se, if my tip's too far down, you have to lift it up too much to get to the dummy, and that's going to cause some rut rows. So that would be one of my main faults. Another fault I would have is I get my tip too far outside the horns. So by doing that, I'm not getting enough coverage through the left horn. If a steer steps left on me at this point, I have so much focus out here to the right that I'm not able to actually drag it and get it to the left horn if they step to me. So if I was going to come to the dummy, try to analyze my issues, those would be two issues that I'd start with. I would start from a distance back. You know, I don't want to walk right up to it and then swing, because I don't think that shows you at all the feeling of roping a steer on horseback. You're going to be swinging on the way to them, so tip above the horns on the way there. Good swing that's covering a good amount of the dummy from left to right. I'm not trying to overcover it one way, and I'm not trying to overcover it to the left or the right. So tip above the horns. As I get there, I'm going to settle in, make sure I'm swinging a smooth, fluent swing, feeling my tip, and I'm just going to drag it across the horns. Get a good tight slack. One of my issues that I struggle with a lot is not dragging my slack all the way out. And you can wave it off a lot by doing that. You can throw a lot of really good loops and still wave it off just by not dragging your slack out. So, 1, above the horns. 2, when I get there, make sure I'm swinging around both of them evenly, releasing and getting a good tight finish on the horns.